Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we're playing a little Path of Exile, and we are working on our Mercenary class. We're almost to the point where we can go do the Trial of Ascension. We have to defeat the Djinn that will then be our host for the Trial of Ascension. I just want to let everybody know for the schedule for the rest of the week. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Mountain, I'm not sure what that is. I guess 3 West Coast time. We'll be doing we're going to be doing another pug trial. Had a lot of fun yesterday. Yesterday went crazy well. We ended up with like a unicorn of a group that stuck it out for 4 hours and 20 minutes to clear VCR +0. Pretty crazy. And then on Friday, kind of on that note, I'm going to be chatting with Daedric, and we're going to be talking a bit about what it takes to do a VCR +3 mini skip. So basically, usually a trifecta. At that point, you're almost like score pushing, but we're going to talk about what that is, how to do really sweaty Cloud Rest +3s, and just kind of what it takes a little bit, and just chat about it a little bit. So I think that'd be fun. I've got some footage. I should have some footage. Hopefully, I recorded from a while back where we did that, and I was one of the tanks. Might have some DPS footage. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see what I have, and we're gonna watch it and kind of talk about it and all that kind of good stuff. Hello, Lyriel. Oh my God, that was so fun to watch. Yeah, yesterday was great. Yesterday, if you haven't seen the stream from yesterday, it was absolutely amazing. There were times where I almost. So there were times I actually called it at one point. I was like, okay, guys, we should probably just, call it here. Like, I don't know how many people want to keep going or whatever. And nobody, I said that, and then like nobody left the group. And I was like, well, I mean, I'll keep going if you guys want or whatever. So we kept going for another several. That was like early. That was only like an hour and a half in or something. So pretty crazy. Pretty nuts. I had talked about doing some No Man's Sky tonight, but I didn't want to do it without, because I knew Lyriel, it's past her bedtime, and so I know she wouldn't be able to watch for the whole thing. So we'll get some more in soon, as well as some other games. But yeah, Thursdays, we're gonna try that time tomorrow and see if it works. It might be a little bit early for a lot of people on the server, so we'll just have to see what we can do. But yeah, for today, just doing a little Mercenary gameplay. Mercenary is the last class I have not tried to do the Ascension trial. So it's the one that I personally enjoy kind of the least. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't love the flavor. And so that's why I think it's a little bit lacking behind. But I just want to get, the game is still in early access, and I'm just trying to give it a good shake. And also, I think at some point I'll probably compile some of my thoughts on it and make a video, somewhat for the devs more than anything else, but so everybody has a good idea. Hopefully it'll be useful for everybody. I would still say, the most useful information if you're thinking about this sort of game at all, if you're thinking about Path of Exile, it's a great game and I really enjoy it. So I do highly recommend it. Okay, where do we need to go? Oh, is this where we were? Oh, I spawned at this checkpoint. Sorry, I needed to go north, I think. I must have died or something before we quit last, or maybe it just respawned you at the checkpoint. I was heading in the wrong direction. Yeah, I want to make sure you can see the creature pellets in action. Yeah, exactly, Lyriel. We've got creature pellets unlocked. We made a few friends last time, and then we just haven't been back, which, as I see it now, sounds kind of tragic. Sounds like something I'd get in trouble for, if I'm being honest. For not showing off the creatures and the creature pellets. I'm just double checking the stream real quick here, guys. Just make sure everything's going good. Thank you, as always, for the test there, Lyriel. Make sure that the chat is working all right. Yeah, get back in there. 100%. No Man's Sky, I want to do a video about like what it's like, probably in 2025 or something like that, because it's a great game. It's awesome where the game is at right now, and I highly recommend it. But I'd like to kind of do a video where cover, its strengths and its weaknesses for those, because not every game is for every person. But I've found plenty of enjoyment out of it, and have been really impressed with where it's at so far. Oh, Ding 22. Cool, cool. Mercenary is an interesting. The Mercenary here is an interesting play style. You load various rounds, so you can do the fragmentation rounds, high velocity rounds, armor piercing rounds. You can also do other kinds that I don't have, and then you also have like explosives you can throw out. I had this set to throw out 3 of them instead of 1, and I just kind of use it for trash in a lot of these. But they're quite the interesting class. It's the newest class for the game, as far as I'm aware. And while it is very effective, it's kind of weird. I don't love the flavor. Like, if they had called it, honestly, like a vampire hunter or something else, I think I honestly would have got behind it more, which sounds kind of silly now that I say it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess flavor's important. You know, you gotta like the flavor of whatever you're playing. And I just don't necessarily love the flavor on these guys. Oh. Yeah, so most of what we're doing is just, taking a ton of damage there. Wow, okay. I think I need to upgrade my flasks so that I restore a bit more health and mana whenever I'm using it. I think I've kind of somewhat out-leveled them. I also have quite a few passive skill points that I could be slotting down here, but I just haven't done it yet. Typically what I do, just because the gear chase and everything on this game can be so much, is that I just wait until I really need something, and then that's when I do it. Flash, should I be drinking in the dungeon? You know, turns out, yeah, actually, Lyriel, that's a good point. Yeah, should I be drinking? I don't know. I drink quite a bit in here, though, I will say. Just chugging on some health potions. I hear they're not addicting. That's what they say. I don't know. Looks like we're getting kind of full here. Got a bit more room, though. Fire in the hole! So we're trying to find a Jinn that has been like imprisoned here because of something she did thousands of years ago, and I guess her imprisonment should have like ended long ago, but for whatever reason, I don't know. No one let her out, so she's a little mad when we find her. Oh, cool. Vile Scalp the Cruel. Periodically unleashes lightning. Okay, cool. When you mouse over, it's giving us info. I don't know if it has always done that, and I just didn't notice it. That's kind of cool. Tells us what the kind of mini elite mobs can do.
No room.
Is the trial different on different classes? Or is it the same trial you've done on others? It's the same trial, Lyriel. It's actually, yeah, it's exactly the same. So nothing crazy exciting about it. Obviously, it plays a bit different. I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to get this spiked club in here. We should probably just pour it back. Yeah, the trial's the same. They did some updates today to fix, but it's mostly like bug fixes. Kind of like a hot fix for some of the bugs they're having. And then they mentioned that there's going to be a update in the near future. They literally just got back in the office, which is kind of cool. They gave everybody off for the Christmas holiday and all that kind of stuff. It's nice to see. I am curious what they decide to do with these trials, because I think they need some serious love and probably some serious reworking. I don't know if that's like really something they can or even should try to do in the short term, but long term it would be great. Let me see here. So remove 15% of mana recovered from life instead. Okay, and then extra mana recovered. Increase charges, increases the amount recovered. This is actually better than what we have right now. I don't think it won't let us. It's a little bit annoying that whenever you're disenchanting stuff, it won't let you switch things out. It's like exit out of this menu and go into the other one. Oh, life recovered for minions. That's good for would be good for our witch character, but I don't think we need it. I think we already have one too that kind of does that already. We'll swap out the potion. What does this guy do? Yeah, it's just a worse version. So we'll actually disenchant these two things as well. This ritual. This is not necessarily my favorite thing to do in a game. Housekeeping and what have you with all of your stuff, but it's not the worst thing in the world, I suppose, either. All right, so we're heading back out, and right now, again, we're just trying to find the boss fight here. You just have to kind of clear the maps. This style of game, for anybody who's new to the action RPG scene, is, you know, it's very Diablo-esque if you played that. It's basically that, you know, that same genre, just a little bit different. But a lot of it is you're just running around these maps, just killing things, and it can get a little crazy. Like, yeah, here we go. And if I was on a stronger class or one that was I was a little bit better at, and I'd spend a little bit more time on, you can get some huge pulls, mobs everywhere, and then you just kind of take them all out as quickly as you can. They have some pretty fun mobs. Been pretty happy with everything. These guys walking around with the giant wheels that they throw at you are kind of hilarious. And it's kind of interesting. They have one of those. They throw it at you, and then they go away. And the maps are procedurally generated, so they'll be different every time. Although the points of interest on a given map will be consistent. Daedric has been wanting to chat with me about some of the in-game stuff that he's been experiencing, but I'm not there yet. So I really need to, once we get, this is the last Ascension trial we need to do, or the last character, rather. And so after that, I think I'll probably speed run a bit, at least on one or two classes, to get towards end game and to get to play a bit more. Probably just pick a couple that I really enjoy the most, and then do that. The end game is very much a work in progress. Lyriel, I think there are some fun things, but I think kind of like the Trials of Ascension. You know, it's early access. They're still working on the game. There's some things that you're just like, what did you guys do? And so I don't know if they just made some really bad decisions, or if, you know, they were like, let's get something out the door. They had to delay the start of the early access for some technical reasons, and I don't know if that put them behind in other ways or what. But you know, the complaint with all games of this style is there's not enough in game, like there's no in game or whatever, and so, you know, it's really nice for them to try to actually solve that problem, and I have a lot of confidence in the company in general because they just want to make great games. The guy in charge, or one of the guys in charge of the company, has done a lot of publicly facing interviews and everything else. I highly recommend them. They're pretty awesome. You literally get to see somebody who's just like an awkward nerd who's just like, yeah, we make games. Oh, those were his explosive things. Oops. Oh no, how far back did I go? Oh no, that might be really far. Maybe it's not too bad. Maybe we can just go down here. It was one of these guys, and they throw out something very similar to what I use. I think I just thought they were mine. So there are several maps. There's like 5 different types of maps, and then there are various bosses and stuff. Some of the maps will have they'll have like randomized mobs, and so who you're fighting and how those kind of things work together will be randomized. And then it's called mapping, where there's basically just like a bunch of nodes on a given map that you go to, and certain of those nodes are more important. They're kind of like, you know, boss, I don't know, calling them boss fights or boss nodes isn't really the right way of describing it, but some of them will give you, you know, better and more swag and allow you to, yeah. And it's just kind of a gear chase type thing. This kind of game I find really enjoyable. It's not something that I think there are some people that would play probably a lot more. Oh, it's War Ripper. This guy's got a name. All damage shocks, and what else does he do? Heals allies and suppresses foes' recovery. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and some of them you'll have like this. You'll have a bunch of mini bosses and what have you. I think the highlight of the game is all of the boss fights. The boss fights are incredibly fun. Oh, it's another one of these guys. Okay, there we go. We got him. I think the highlight of the game is all the boss fights, though. They're incredibly fun. And I do find myself just like wanting to get to, like right now, I just want to get to the next boss fight. That's all I want. And so, you know, like they have some interesting mobs and everything else like that. Some classes it's a little bit easier to clear all the mobs and what have you. I think you really invest in a lot in speed in the later game too, so that you can like run quickly through these various levels and, you know, get to the fun part, get to the boss. The maps get quite large and quite expansive as well. It's really funny that they call these ARPGs, which stands for action role-playing games. I mean, I played Diablo 1 back in the day and what have you. They've always been called that. You know, there was more of a role-playing element, but like at this point in time, these games are not, there's not really any role-playing actually going on. Like, calling these games role-playing games is just, you wouldn't call a looter shooter a role-playing game, and that's basically what this is. It's just a style of game that does basically that, just in a 3D but isometric view, top-down view. Like, that's kind of what it means to be an action RPG. It's almost like we need a little bit different language for some of this stuff than what we have currently. Are they mana draining? Oh, siphons mana. Yep. Okay. I was like, why am I having to drink potions? That's interesting. That is cool. Okay. Oh, and yeah, still siphoning. There we go. Oh, no, there we go. We stunned her. We didn't kill it. Oh, no. Still out of mana. Oh, there we go. That was actually a little tricky. That's cool. That's kind of stuff that you get to see on these maps. It's nice. As the in-game intended to be fun solo or groups, it is. So you can group in this. I think 90% of people play solo. I am curious to try to see what it's like in-game and if there is like any intention towards group play. They did add the warrior class. You know, you have shields. You have a shield that you can use and everything, but there's no like trifecta or holy trinity of damage dealers, healers, and tanks in the game. So that part is, you know, not like, okay, cool, we need to go in with certain friends. There is some issues too with grouping that I think a lot of people have pointed out to them. We'll see. Hopefully they do something about it. But right now, if you are with a group of friends and you're moving through the various levels. Are we done, guys? Okay. And you're moving through the various levels. If they die, it's hard. Like, you can't just go respawn them. It's kind of a problem. And so I think that definitely you have to finish the level, and that's incredibly harsh. But they've gotten feedback on this stuff. I don't know if they will. I haven't had a lot of... I generally have a pretty good... How do I say this? I haven't been following these guys to see exactly what they do, but the vibe from them, and I think it's fairly accurate. They just want to make a good game that's fun and what have you. And obviously, you know, that's like a generic statement, right, that almost anybody could say. But what I mean by that, or what I mean is that the people in charge of making, you know, in charge of the company are the gamers, and it's not like usually when games have problems, it's because the people in charge of the company or the finance people, and if something, the moment that they think it might not be financially viable, they kill it or whatever. If something doesn't make money, they're not going to fix it. They're not going to do whatever. I think these guys are really in the business because they want to make great games, the people in charge. And so I have a lot of hope. Take that with, obviously, grain of salt, I suppose. This doesn't always work out the way you'd like it to. I don't know. We'll see experientially. I don't want to overpromise for them, but I think they're going to continue to do a really good job. I've been impressed with what I've seen so far. I've been following it for a little bit in anticipation of this game coming out, and have enjoyed what they have felt like they've done a good job with handling a lot of this stuff and a lot of the problems that the community has. The Jonathan, who's one of the guys in charge of the company, is one of the founders and what have you. He's really active in forums and stuff like that for Path of Exile and for one, the previous version of this game. And when people will say, hey, you need to do this or blah blah blah, he'll get on Reddit and stuff like that, and he'll explain to people like he listens to the feedback, but he'll also be like, yeah, that is a problem, but we can't do the thing you suggested because here's why. And he'll engage with players, which is really cool. I think a lot of let's just say most AAA game companies that I know of, and we've seen this time and time again, will just be like, oh, these guys they don't know what they're talking about, basically. Cool. I think we're basically to the boss, I think. They're like, oh yeah, these guys, they basically insult players. They have a very low opinion of them, and they don't engage to explain to them why they can't do, the thing that the players are suggesting. And generally speaking, the feedback from developers with regards to this kind of stuff is that they'll say, hey, please tell us what is an issue, and then kind of let us fix it, kind of sort of thing. And while they might still have, that's an almost, I don't know, I want to say it's an almost ubiquitous take from most developers. A lot of them don't listen to player feedback, and a lot of them then will go to fix, ESO is this way, where the developers don't know the game as well as the players. That is, hopefully more rare. I wish it were, it's probably not as rare as it should be, but with a game, a company like the one who makes Path of Exile here, GGG, you can trust them. You can tell them what's wrong and trust that they're going to find a solution that works for everybody, hopefully. Now, I don't want to overpromise, because that some of the things that they've done with the whole point of this game was that melee was supposed to be the issue, and one of the main reasons they made the game, because melee in the first game didn't work very well, and turns out we still have some issues with melee, and they made some decisions on the trials specifically that seem very questionable. I guess I'm just, game companies, it's like having it's like having a relationship with your friend, right? You're like, okay, if you tell me one thing, sure, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll believe you. Yeah, we're friends. And then, they don't fulfill, or it's the thing they told you turned out not to be true. How many, you probably don't listen to them next time, right? You give them another try maybe, but eventually you stop giving them tries. And I guess my relationship with GGG here is that I'm not done giving them tries, Oh no. Oh, I'm about to just get, wow, immediately frozen and then just wrecked. That's crazy. Those guys will give you special stuff if you can kill them. I think they go away if you don't defeat them, which sucks. But man, I'm not entirely surprised. This Mercenary is not nearly as good as some of my other classes, and I am a little bit, I don't want to say I'm going through the motions, but I'm not as, I don't want to play this long term. I also feel like the style of play is not what I love here as much. I should probably eventually I'll put the time into learning it a little bit more and what have you, but a Mercenary is not my favorite RP style, who basically has a gun. You're just like running around with a gun, which is kind of funny. I think there's a lot of balancing that needs to be done as well. Like some of the classes are far, far superior to others. But again, that's what the early access is for, so totally fine. You know, in early access, most people should not do early access on games, and I personally, so if I'm not doing what I do, you know, playing games for a living or whatever, and do reviews and tell people, you know, give people my thoughts on a game and early in its development and what have you, if just left to my own devices, I'm actually a late adopter. And I think that's honestly what most people should do. It just makes sense. You know, do you really want to be the person playtesting the game? I don't. I would like it to be, it's the same way with like computer parts to, you know, kind of the same extent, honestly, where it's like, oh, cool, can you get the newest, greatest thing? Yeah, but there's an early adopter tax of like, it's not going to work right. It's not going to work the way you want it to. There's going to be issues. You're going to have to spend extra time on it you wouldn't have to spend if you wait, you know, a few months or what have you. Not to mention, you know, so many games, they're just so much cheaper. If you just wait long enough, you'll save a ton of money. Oh, no. Ah! Oh, no, I'm stuck. Oh, no. I think it's just a bad spot in the map. But this, I can't believe I'm still alive. Okay, cool, I got out. I thought I was going to die there. That's one of the things that people have complained about is like there are places where you can just get swarmed by enemies and then you just get stuck. And they've already made some changes to kind of tweak that, so it's a little bit easier. So they are responsive and listening, at least to some degree. I hope they are listening when it comes to the trials and everything else. I haven't seen them say anything about it yet, so I'm like starting to worry, but hopefully they'll address it. I was hoping when they came back they would actually address it then, that they would come back and actually, like, you know, say, hey, we realize we've gotten all this feedback and what have you, we're gonna fix it, we're gonna do something different or what have you, but they haven't yet. Fingers crossed they're still going to do that. I would hate to be wrong about these guys. All right. Hopefully, man, this is taking a lot longer to clear this map than it would on some of the other classes. I think I'm gonna go back to my sorcerer, I think is what I'm gonna do when I am trying to make a push towards end game. I think a lot of people would probably agree sorcerers are pretty strong right now and pretty easy to run through maps and what have you.
Dodge this!
Daedric, what's up, man? Oh, dude, tell us about the in-game. The in-game is the fun you had along the way. Yeah, is it pretty rough right now? Is it bad? Hey, Mel, how's it going? Daedric, tell us about the in-game, man. Hey, here we are. Wait, I've already done this. Am I in the wrong place? Oh my god. Oh my god, I think I've already done this, right? No, I died like 1,000 times to this boss the other day. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm trying to get her to do her. She gets. There she goes. Nope. She'll start coming into melee and she'll like one-shot us. Oh, there it is. Oh, no, no! I gotta kill her again because we're here. All right, so we're getting our armor-piercing rounds. bring her armor down.
Breathe it in.
All right, cool. So we CC'd her for a minute. I wanted to wait, dude, but I had to wait a really long time to CC her. So you have, so what happens with these bosses, it actually happens with all mobs, and you actually have the same effect, is that you'll see that bar beneath their health bar, that'll cause them to be stunned. And there's, you know, things you can do that'll cause more stun and what have you. But I'm kind of, yeah, there we go. Kind of trying to wait till she did that whole thing to just to stun her and stop her, because she just one hits you and it's the easiest way to go about it, I guess. Oh, and then yeah, cool, get some space. All right. We died a whole bunch of times last week on this boss, so we're doing much better, I suppose.
Breathe it in. Stand still.
Daedric, do you think there's any chance? I know we got a couple people chatting now. Daedric, do you think there's any chance that there's like interesting group mechanics and they lean into that with this game, or do you just not see that happening? It would be like a departure from the core idea of these kinds of games, but I'm just curious. All right, well, at least we got some swag from all of this. This makes me think that I'm just in the wrong place. I'm gonna go back to our caravan here. It's in a wild spot, not exactly hard, just very punishing when you die, and lots of easy ways to die. Can feel extremely bad to lose all your investment for a juice map because you died to some garbage. Okay. Party-based builds seem really fun, but that requires a party. I mean, that's fair. But I mean, you know, you got people that want to play. I'll make some friends. I would love to play this with, you know, groups of people. Seems like a good time. It's just kind of also that, you know, same thing you kind of do in ESO where, like, I want to run around and kind of learn the game and know how to play and stuff first. But playing with friends, always fun. Daedric, are you at all interested in Dune Awakening, man? I don't feel like we've talked about that. As many games as we've talked about, I don't think we've talked about that at all. Like, maybe a tiny bit? That should be in some sort of early access in the next couple of months. All right, let's check out this map. Figure out where we need to go. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, so City of Seven Waters. Okay, these are to get the parts. Is it not over here? Or have I done this? Is this where I need to go? Was that not just where I was at? The Modern Quarry. How do I know if I've done this? I feel like this is the place I was just at. Or do we need to go to the Halani Gates? I don't remember. Daedra, can you help me out? Where do I go to unlock the trial? Is it the Halani Gates now? I don't know why I don't have a quest marker there. Or was I at the correct place and I just need to keep going down? group play definitely exists, and you can have some cool ways to optimize. It ends up being how can we trivialize the entire game with insane damage amps, permacy seeing bosses, etc. Yeah, I mean that still seems fun though. To kind of break the game or what have you. Okay, so yeah, this is the mines. We were already there. Do we need to keep going? Is that the problem? Or is this the boss here?
This'll get him.
I've done this like 6 times. You would think I would remember. Yeah, the 3 parts of the horn, but before you do the 3 parts of the horn, this is where you can like unlock the first Ascension trial by fighting the Djinn. And you like free her, and then she gives you the token, and you can go do the Ascension, right? I just don't remember where she's at. I thought she was down here. But it appears not. So now I'm just not sure where she's at. I'm gonna have to look this up, guys. I'm sorry. 3 times was apparently not enough for me to commit it to memory. It's in the Trader's Passage. Swap to the Underground. Oh, okay. Over here. Ah. All right. Thank you. I don't know if it didn't remember my save point. I thought I came to wherever I needed to go to next last time, and that's why I was like, okay, cool. We'll just pick up where we left off, or maybe I just had just remembering incorrectly. Frosted Tome Shrieker. All right, cool.
Down.
Did he just say down? Oh, that's funny. Continuing the Pixar tradition of treating everything like it's a dog. Speaking of cute little creatures, I have a cute little rabbit that would like some treats. Let me just give her one. Creature pellets, if you will. Could you see them, Daedric, though, adding any sort of like, you know, more like traditional raid mechanics to any kind of multiplayer thing? Think that'd ever be at all on their radar, or you think that's like just too different for this style of game? I think it would be really fun. I think it'd be really cool. I mean, a la what was the game you guys were playing for a while there? I don't remember. The one I couldn't get into because of the monetization. It does feel like the game is made for a very casual audience. I feel like a lot of people who play this kind of game are very casual because it's pretty easy to get to the point where you're just kind of like murdering everything. And so like there's only, you know, so much. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong. It's fun to run around and just murk everything or what have you, but at some point you're like, I'd like a little bit more of a challenge here. But if you're the average gamer and you barely have time to play, you know, in a given week, that's more than enough. Like you're not really going to get to the point where you find it boring or what have you. They never did it in 1, so I doubt it. The pinnacle bosses which are in this game as well, are the closest, and those have raid mechs you're forced to do. Not exactly complex though. Okay, and they're individual. Stuff you can do by yourself, anyways. Yeah, I do definitely get the impression that like it's not at all on their radar. Although, you know, it's something I probably should have asked. I had a chance to chat with these guys a decent amount. I'll have it again.
Close and personal.
One of the developers used to stream and make guides for the game, and then he managed to get a job with the company, and he's helped design this one. But I've chatted with him a bit, and he said he'd come on and talk with us at some point. I just wanted to learn a little bit about the game, so I had some intelligent things to ask and chat with him about.
Need a sec.
The trials are kind of an interesting idea. Hopefully most of you guys have seen what the trials kind of look like here. Here we go. Grieve imprisonment. That's what we're looking for. I feel like it's usually up this way. I don't know if it's randomized and that's just coincidence, but we'll head north regardless.
Need a sec.
The trial mechanics that we'll get to in a minute, though, are pretty fun. They're fun ideas. I think that the concept is really strong. I just wish their exact implementation were a little bit better, a little bit more interesting on some of them. Lost Ark, that's what it was. Yeah, okay. Lost Ark raid encounter design was legitimately 11 out of 10. Wow, okay. That's high praise from you. Too bad the rest of the game was pay to win, Korean MMO garbage. Yeah. That's interesting, man. I even watched you guys play, but I never got a real good feel for it. That game, it was definitely pay to win, or the time sync was like, it was just insane. Just to like keep up. Getting there. We got a checkpoint. We're going up some stairs. Feel like we're getting warmer. Watch, this is going to be like going on to the next map, not finding the boss. Another checkpoint. No, it's the Lonnie Gates. Dang it. Because I think she's down here. Wait, do I want to go up there? I don't know if I have that unlocked on the map. We'll go up there and we'll come right back. No, I think I did this, because this is how you get in. Yeah. Okay, we've already done that. All right, so I think right here was the message about the trader or whatever. So I guess we'll just try one of these other directions. The difficulty was great. You felt like a gamer. Oh, whoa. Oh my God. Whoa. Okay. That was a little scary there for a second. The difficulty was great. You felt like a gamer when you got your first clear on raid. That's awesome. You weren't scared to try crazy mechs. It required a lot of coordination to do consistently. That was crazy fun. I mean, that sounds awesome. Obviously, that's my favorite part out of pretty much any game is, you know, especially MMO, I guess, type game is like organized group mechanics are just a lot of fun. Reminds me of WoW back in the day.
Down. Need a sec.
Me pockets are full.
Oh, there's a guy still up. I was like, what is going on? What is that noise? I'm being chewed on. Yeah, can you give me any examples, man? Because I, like, even though I watched you guys, like, you're telling me it's like 11 out of 10, and there's all the, like, great mechanics and everything, and I just never really saw that. I guess I didn't understand what was going on. It's cool if that's, like, a tall order, or I'm asking a lot, but I'm just curious. I'd love to understand what it was that made it so much fun. I'm a little bit worried that Ashes of Creation is going to be a game that I would. There's a lot to like about it. There's a lot that's really fun, but it just seems like the time investment they want you to put in just seems crazy to me, and I think a lot of that is intentional, and so I don't really see them probably changing it, which is really unfortunate. Oh, here's where I need to actually go down to. Part of Ashes of Creation and that kind of style of game, like even what have you, part of how they balance the game is by making things take an incredibly long amount of time so that you can't just... Yeah, it's a PvP game that's just how they balance it. And so, you know, having long distances to move from point A to point B is a big part of how they balance the game. And I don't know why the leveling is so incredibly slow on it, but it kind of feels like one of those games where a lot of people really enjoy games where if like, hey, if I put in some insane number of hours on this, like I want to feel like I'm big and powerful, and some people seem to use it almost. Okay, cool. I think. Hey, here it is. Some people almost seem to use it as like it's how they feel good about themselves, and so they get really attached to that style of play too. Of like, no, you haven't put in 60 hours doing this one, you know, tiny little thing. Like, you don't deserve whatever. And it kind of feels like that's what they're going for. And it's unfortunate because I like so much about the game. But if that's the vibe they're going for, I'm just not really here for it. The difficulty was great. You felt like, oh yeah, okay. One hilarious example is Cockle Gate 3, where everybody had to complete a 2D platform level. Each person got a different level and needed calls to break certain color balls before completing it. Okay, that's awesome. So it split the group up. You all had to go through a particular level, and then you had to communicate to be able to complete it. And that same fight, after you kill the boss, you have an execute where you have to place bombs on tiles in a 5x5 grid and make a bingo to prevent the boss doing a wipe attack. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. That's fun. It's funny because it almost sounds like, and I know this is not what it is. It almost sounds like, Sanity's Edge, the second boss, Except for actually fun, because I don't think most of us really enjoy those mechanics. Oh, jeez. Okay. So the boss turns invisible here, and you have to like discover her and the poison starts growing up from the center of the room. So you got to discover her before. I think you can control how many ads she spawns too somehow, but I usually just like don't worry about it. Oh, she's doing the same thing. I gotta go find her. Oh no, she's right there. Never mind. They all kind of look the same to me. Whoa! Should I kill these guys, I guess? Oh, she's doing this again. I'm just like running around. Not really doing any damage. Jeez. Oh no, I missed that roll. They just respawn if you kill them all. I don't remember having this many guys before. I don't know if I'm doing something different.
Precise and
But I definitely don't remember this many ads happening. Jeez, can't believe I missed that twice in a row. I'm like hardly doing any damage to her. Woo! I don't know why I'm having problems even hitting her. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm shooting at her, but I'm just not hitting her. Maybe my accuracy is too low. Maybe that's the issue. Oh my gosh, I missed every single one of those. I try not to roll too early, but at this point, it's looking rough. Can't believe I've almost died every single time. I'm just lucky I have enough health. If I'm not careful here, I'm going to run out of health.
Are a worthy adversary.
Hey, okay, so then I rolled too early, but I think I still avoided most of them.
Precise and deadly.
Oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna do this one more time. Oh, there she is, okay. Alright, I just rolled early. I'm still getting hit by most of those. Alright, there we go. Still one-shotted it. Yeah, if you notice, like, this boss I just one-shot. Whenever I tried the boss previous to this that we killed, I think in like 2 tries, the first time I tried that on this character, it took me 10 tries or something like that. So not all of the bosses are, it feels like, are quite balanced correctly, depending on what kind of character and class you're playing. I don't know if they'll actually like fix that. It might just be like, that's just a thing you gotta deal with. But well, I guess we can. We're good now. We should have Yeah, this is what we need. Okay, cool. So we can port back and go ahead and actually do the trial now. Excellent. Dietrich says, in that same fight. Oh, okay, we already talked about that. Sorry, I read that. You not using your passive points gives me untold levels of anxiety. Yeah, man, I'm just not excited about this class. I probably spent the least amount of time like looking through the class to find out what made the most sense and what like on this tree like made the most sense. It's kind of weird because there's like melee stuff near this. So I guess if you wanted to go for like a melee build, I suppose you could. You know, I don't know. What do we got here? So there's like dual wielding stuff, which actually I realized that this dual wielding stuff would actually be, some of it's like increasing your attack speed, which would be actually really cool on the warrior, which I think the warrior you start over here. So some of this stuff I might dip over here from the warrior. I actually think I might be heading here to speed up his attacks, which would be really cool. Shouldn't difficulty be different based on build? Seems like fine design to me, as long as it's not egregious. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess it's fair. It just feels like the melee versus ranged a bit. I don't know, man. You know the game better than I do. I guess depending on like, I don't know how many people, just the average player, is going to be doing things that are totally. I wonder how many people are kind of generally following a path, right? Like you're playing a mercenary, you use the crossbow, as opposed to throwing something else in here.
Gotta get stronger first.
So like doing a two-handed weapon on a mercenary build or something. I mean, I know that like the hardcore players will. Yeah. It could also be the delta on it. Like that one boss feels. I don't know. Maybe it's fine, man. Maybe it just doesn't feel great to me. I guess just my initial first impression isn't like this feels really enjoyable and really fun. I do wish there was more skill difficulty. Like I wish that the skill required for some of these things. And again, we're early in the game, so maybe it's just like this is the easy part or whatever, and we'll get there. But right now, my current feeling is like I do wish there was more difficulty based on skill. I have this cute little rabbit climbing in a chair beside me to get snacks, and she's looking at me like, "Are you gonna give me a snack?" So let me give her a snack. Gave it to her in her chair. I normally don't give them to her in that chair because I don't want to. She like practically jumps out of the chair to get to me. Prolonged Assault, 16% increase attack damage, 16% increase skill effect duration. Buffs on you expire 10% slower. I mean, the attack damage is great. I don't know if we care about the effect duration. I don't know what would be particularly useful for that on our current build. Something with shocked enemies. Catapult, 15% increase projectile speed, 15% increase area of effect for attacks. Okay, and then leading up to that, oh, never mind. I guess like projectile speed for our grenades maybe, and then increase area. Like area would be useful on those, I guess. I'm not really interested in using the grenades. I kind of don't even like them. Yeah, there's some melee stuff, two-handed stuff, a little bit of life leech. I don't really need anything for survivability. Increase stun. 80% increased critical hit chance if you have dealt a critical hit recently. Sure. I mean, that seems like it could be good. I like running new characters and having different issues come up because it wasn't a problem before. Okay. Makes it less boring compared to blasting everything the same way. Melee is definitely harder. Needs to be fixed. Yeah. It's weird to me that they haven't said anything, right? I haven't missed anything that they've said about like, hey guys, we understand the problem with melee. We understand it's an issue, and we're gonna fix it, right? Like, have they done that? I haven't seen anything that they've done that. But I wish they would. I say that Jonathan might be in some like forum thread or something where he's like talked about it at length. I think the whole character building is quite fun. I don't think people think that like this feels, I guess, like crazy intimidating, but like you really don't have to make that nearly as many choices as it makes it seem like. So I don't think it's as bad as most people maybe feel like it is. Oh, increased damage with two-handed weapons. That actually could be useful, right? Since our crossbow's a two-handed weapon, right? It just says two-handed, right? They're not melee. Okay, so maybe we'll head over here. That's pretty useful. Increase stun build-up. Reduce attack speed. Okay, so you attack slower. I don't like that. Colossal weapon, 50% increased area of attack for attacks. I was also wondering, can you dual wield crossbows? I was kind of wondering if you can do something like that. I'm also a little bit unsure of how we stack our various stats and how we like want to stack them. We'll just try this. We'll put our point somewhere so Tatrick feels a little bit better about it at least. Somebody said interview on Sunday. Maybe that'll be our State of the Union. Okay, that would be cool.
So, you really...
All right, cool.
Blessings.
They're just chatting to us because we
speak to us
unlocked the
all.
trial. Oh, I didn't even look at the helm. So the younger brother waded into battle, shrugging off blows. Okay, so, oh man, plus 10 strength, gain 1 rage on melee hit, 14% increased rarity of items found. Every rage also grants 1% increased armor. That is bad. That's going to be awesome. 25 strength, that's going to be epic for our warrior, and it gives us rarity of items found. That is awesome. What do we have here? We have a weapon that does lightning and cold damage and a little bit of stun duration increase. I don't think that's going to be anything that we care about, but that's really exciting. That's awesome. This helm is epic. We'll use that helm for sure on our warrior. I don't know where to put it, but our bags are getting full. We need to get through some of that stuff. All right, let's see what we got, if we can buy anything that is particularly useful. I don't think we really need anything, although it can always be helpful to upgrade your gear as you go along. Anytime you get kind of stuck or you get in a position where you're struggling, it's almost always, if you just upgrade, particularly your weapons, but any of your gear, it seems to turn on easy mode. It becomes a lot easier. Oh, it's two-handed melee weapons? Okay, yeah. I mean, that makes more sense, but I was like, I wonder. They seem to like allowing all kinds of craziness and shenanigans, chicanery to happen, so our current thing just gives us like +7 intelligence, like that's it. Our current garments aren't anything to write home about. Do we even want... Do I need it? Maybe I needed intelligence for something. I probably did. I know on my ranger, I stack intelligence and dexterity. I think I do the same thing on a monk. I am also not sure I fully grasp the nuance of like what the primary versus secondary attribute is and why that matters. Or I know some builds you just go all into one thing. Some also have like requirements, so you have to have a minimum intelligence to use certain skills. So you just, I don't know. It kind of seems like maybe you just like spec into it as much as you absolutely need to and no more, and then call that good. The other thing is we have a couple of like level 7 uncut skill gems, so we could see what we have here. So we've got Voltaic Grenade.
Voltaic Grenade lets out an electrocuting blast. potentially paralyzing enemies it hits.
Okay, that guy gets zapped.
Glacial
Galvanic.
bolts create walls of ice. These
Oh.
ice crystals will explode if they take enough damage or are pushed hard enough. Glacial bolts. Explosive shot can be used to detonate grenades before their fuse is expired. It can also detonate effects such as oil and gas clouds. Explosive shot can be used.
Okay.
Ripwire Baluster is an emplacement that can tether
Huh.
enemies to the ground. Use this to slow your foes. Ripwire Baluster.
Yeah, it's weird how much ice
Glacial
stuff
bolts
they
create
want.
walls of
I guess
ice.
we'll do some ice.
Ice shards targets the ground, leaving shards of ice that explode
Oh,
when
yeah.
enemies step on them. You can reload manually by using this skill again.
Alright, we'll try the galvanic bolt. Seems cool. And then probably need to throw some support gems in there. Also need to decide where we're going to bind it at. That could be very helpful for the trial, actually. Skill gems here. There we go. Oh man, I wish these were organized a little bit better. All right, let's see what we got here. I just don't want to like make a duplicate of one of these if we have something. Permafrost bolts. Yeah, we should hang on to that. I think we'll put this over here. Make some room. What else do we have? Killing Palm, Bleeping Strike. Perfect. These are all warrior things. What actually don't? I'm not sure why I don't have those two already on my warrior. Oh, here we go. They look different. Okay, so 50% chance for jagged ground, 50% more freeze buildup. That could be very useful. 35% more physical damage. All right, 25% extra cold damage. There you go. Oh, we have several of these. Yeah, so... Oh, no, it increases freeze duration on enemies. Okay, so that is different. Interesting. Does my weapon do... It does fire damage. Okay. So I guess maybe that's why I didn't do the physical, because that's... I guess it's a fourth of my damage. I don't know how the damage on your weapon scales with the various skills you use. That have to be something I figure out eventually. Oh, can't do that. Doesn't... Oh, okay. Can't do either of those. Well, why don't we just grab a few of these out of the stash here, and then we'll just use whatever we want. We'll just grab a couple, and we'll just keep them with us. And I guess we can just put these back. Well, we have permafrost bolts, which might be where those things were coming from. What do these do? Is there... Hey, Jeremy, what's going on, man? When's the unarmed build coming? Is that a thing? Or are you just telling me I should give it a try?
Permafrost bolts shatter on impact, hitting enemies behind the target. This attack is very effective at freezing enemies.
Okay.
This is an ammo skill. Use it to change your bolts, then use basic attack to fire. Permafrost bolts.
Yeah. Okay, so we had the...
On hit, galvanic shards create...
wrong thing. Sorry, ice shards.
Targets the
Oh,
ground,
yeah, this is what targets the
leaving shards
ground.
of ice that explode when enemies step on them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Permafrost bolts shatter on impact, hitting enemies behind.
So the fragmentation rounds will do
pierce
extra
through
damage
enemies.
to frozen enemies.
Frozen enemies will shatter in an icy explosion. This is an ammo skill. Fragmentation rounds pierce through enemies. Frozen enemies will shatter in an icy explosion. This is an ammo skill. Use it to charge your bomb.
It's just that I didn't know if I really wanted to use this on bosses or if it was more of an ad kind of thing. I think with what I have, busy at work, just saying hey and giving a like. Hey man, I appreciate you dropping by. Don't work too hard, man. It's good to see you though. I just want to see you beat campaign with a fist and a dream. Oh my gosh, dude, why are you trolling me? I appreciate you dropping by, though, Jeremy. Appreciate the support, man. All right, so where was it? Galvanic permafrost bolts? Is this what we're modifying? I've already forgotten. Yeah, permafrost bolts. Okay, that is it. Support skills create chill ground for 4 seconds when they freeze an enemy. Projectiles from supported skill pierce an enemy. Projectiles from supported skill still. And then, okay, Ice Fortress. Supported skills deal 50% less damage with hits. Walls from supported skills are created in a circle instead. Oh, okay, so instead of like the V shape. I don't know, the V shape seemed kind of cool. Attack gain 30% of damage as cold damage for 3 seconds on freezing an enemy with supported skills. Do we need more, like, freeze damage? I'm not entirely sure. Supported attack skills gain 25% damage as extra cold damage. Oh, was I trying to buff the wrong skill? Hold on. What do we have? Yeah, I think I was trying to buff the wrong skill. I feel like a dork. 50% increased. Freeze, that actually might not be the one I wanted. More freeze buildup, that's what I wanted. I don't think we're worried about the duration necessarily. Oh no, you still can't. I'm so confused. Because if I go to Glacier Bolt, this says, oh, I've already got it slotted on something. That's the problem. Okay, what do I have it slotted on? I'm not using any ice. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Increase attack speed, extra fire damage. Do I just have something randomly increasing like ice damage? Yes, I do. High velocity rounds. Okay. That's funny. I did not realize that. Okay, high velocity rounds. We'll move that to the... There we go. And then is that also true for the increased freeze buildup? Like, surely not. Yep, it is. Okay. Ah, okay. I was using it on Frostbolt when I was doing like... Oh my gosh, I just feel like such a dork. Okay, cool. Well, that part is fixed. I think we can put these two back. And... we'll just, I think we're good. I think we'll just see how that goes. Dude, without a weapon, like the game is just not designed that way. You're just trolling me, man. Trolling me. All right, the Trial of the Seculas. Should be, I think it's Seculas, something like that. Yeah, Sekimas, something.
I wonder if by Marikaf wisdom, Balbala meant
All right, let's
gold.
see.
A man can hope.
Okay, cool. Sweet. I think I actually want this on F, though. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do this in front of myself. My main has no weapon. I don't want to hear the whining about no weapon. What are you talking about, dude? I just feel like you're trolling me, man. I don't believe you.
I will serve. We have met in as G.
You're trying to make me go viral,
At least
telling everybody you convinced the streamer
Goodbye.
to play the whole game through without using a weapon. Demon form removes all weapon bonuses. Oh, so it doesn't exist. Ah, okay. I did not know that. I actually
Here goes nothing.
did. I choose. I think I chose demon form. Okay, so our new type.
Killing time.
Feels pretty weird doing the ice wall thing. Okay, that's cool. It worked pretty well. Especially in these fights where you're trying not to get hit. I mean, as if the range characters, the range classes, like, needed anything else, you know, but sure. Also, I'm doing enough damage that I'm basically freezing things and then immediately killing it. Trying to think if I should swap anything else for it. I just don't usually use F. I guess we'll just roll with it and see how it goes. Okay, cool. So we hit that. So some of these that we'll find down here should have... Oh, great. Yeah, we're going to have to go down and kill these girls. Because they're a pain. Those are some of these like Nagas or whatever are some of they're the bane of my existence. I do not enjoy playing against them. Okay, yeah, we are gonna have to swap this up with something. I kind of like Q. I think we might put it on Q here. Oh, that's not the right thing. Okay, cool. And then I'm figuring it out, guys. I'm figuring it out. So on F, we'll put, I think, our armor piercing round, which honestly, it felt pretty weak. And then, do we want to put anything on R? So we also have our permafrost bolts, I suppose. Although the glacier bolts like feel pretty good, but that's fine. We can always just not use it. Ignore the fact that I can stack 10k spell damage. Oh, okay. This is hilarious. Just make little traps for him. Cool. Easy. I am going to predict that we one-shot this. We'll see. Sol Sacred Water on floor completion. 5% damage every time you take a hit. You deal 40% less damage. 50% reduced honor restored. Yeah, so we're going to go probably up to the top there. I think that's the safe way to go. We'll just do that. Wasn't much of an option there. That little mini map, this is the kind of stuff that I think is pretty fun in here. All right, this is a little bit of a struggle bus getting used to these skills, but we're getting there. All right. I mean, the skill works incredibly well. It's just a little bit tricky getting used to it, that's for sure. Alright, so hopefully that is it. Oh no, we got one more. Okay. Oh no. The humans with crossbow bolts are like the hardest to not take damage from. So, although I say that, we're doing pretty good so far here. I don't know if those block projectiles this ice wall does or not. It's like pretty OP if it does. I think it might. I know.
Bloody horrid!
Okay, those projectiles seem to go right through it, so duly noted. Oh no. Oh god, there's so many. Oh no, don't get hit by that. Come on. Seems like the loading of this crossbow sometimes is a little, oh my gosh, a little glitchy. Hey, there we go. Took some damage on that one. Not horrible, but probably avoidable. There just seemed like there was a lot of guys. Instead of trying to freeze them, I should have just killed them. I don't think it really matters that much. All right, so we've got a bronze key, so gauntlet, chalice, and a gauntlet. Wars the shrine to restore honor and grants you a boon. I mean, probably that is the best way to go. And just do the chalice. I think that's probably what we'll do. From my understanding, upon floor completion, I don't know if that just doesn't allow you to buy any extra keys. Actually, I guess it could have some negative effect. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what it is. But once the floor is complete, you know, we don't really care about the sacred water anyways. So, besides those keys, which, you know, arguably we don't need. Oh, it's a gold key. Whoa, I almost didn't grab that. Yeah, our damage is high enough that doing like multiple mechanics to kill these guys is just like, nah, just kill them. That's what it feels like, at least. Yeah, that's... yeah, who needs to freeze him? Just kill him. Okay. Duly noted.
Need a sec.
Elite mobs here. Making this a little bit more difficult. Ooh. But not much. We didn't take any damage there. Oh, you can't go that way. Oh no. No. Okay, we avoided the damage. That's amazing. Thought that was going to be bad. Thought it was going to be tough. When they light you on fire, you take a bunch of damage, and it puts like dots on you, so you continue to take damage. All right. Yeah, I mean overall, I'd say this is pretty chill. It'll really be up to the last boss. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But you know, if we can run around and shoot them from afar, hopefully it won't be too bad. Couple extra shots just in case. Oh man, it you know, not being able to even take any damage without losing honor, which is your entire like life through here, is okay. So this restores honor, and then the next one will restore honor as well, which we probably don't even need. But the boon could be really cool. I think I'm not really that worried about the Bronski. I don't think it's going to do that much for us. So we're just gonna play it. I'm not even really trying to play it safe. It'll just be the easiest, I think, and even the most optimal.
Fire in the hole! Need more time.
This is spicy. Them standing in a circle though really does make it
Need more time.
pretty handy to use our explosives here on them. Very effective damaging ability because of that. Swift Talon. Sorry, Swift Talon. Gotta go.
Down. Who's next?
Okay. Imperial Crusher. That's fun.
Not yet.
Oh, gotta watch out.
Lock him in.
Some of those are a little hard to see. We'll try to break down some of his armor. I don't think we really need to do that much, but we'll do it anyways. Nice. I don't think we took any damage there. Nope. Crazy. The night and day difference it is on a melee versus a versus a range class. It's like two different games. Sweet. And we're done here. See what our boon is going to be. And it'll top off our honor, which is cool. We needed like 50, not even. Oh, we restore honor upon entering a boss room. Okay. I think we're going to finish this with like 100 armor. You have no armor, 50% less sacred water found. All right, I guess it'll just depend on what's after that. All right, well, this will be interesting because normally I just run around like a crazy person and don't try to do anything on melee classes. But on range classes, you can kind of just kill everything. It's not too bad. Hey, there we go. There's our elite mob.
Need a sec.
They cause the things to fall from the ceiling, and that is a little tricky, it feels like. Oh no, I thought it took damage there for a second. Come on, fire! Ah, we're barely gonna get him down. That's lame. Some of the switching ammo feels a little bit buggy. We didn't even get him. That's lame.
That was close.
Some of the switching the ammo, like it does the reload mechanic twice
My pockets
when
are
I'm
full.
trying to shoot. Feels a little bit like it's not quite working seamlessly. Cool, we're full on honor. This is hilarious compared to the warrior. Okay, cool. So we can get a merchant if we go. Oh, it doesn't matter which way we go. And they're both ritual. I don't know that the armor affects how much honor we lose. I don't think it does. I'm not sure, but I don't think it does. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Google this. So this pledge can be accepted to change Charles' parameter, inflicted with. So is that it? It just does the debuff, right? Okay, and this one gives you a. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'll just go this way. I don't think it's gonna matter.
This'll get him.
Got a boss here. Or a little
Need more time.
named ad. Oh, did I just walk right into that? That feels bad. Oh well, it's fine. Fort slasher, huh? Or lasher. It's a little hard to see these little gusts of air. It's really the only thing that you could say is hard about these guys. Generally speaking.
Easy.
Alright, cool. Oh, I forgot to go decon gear last time.
The ritual has been disrupted.
It's interesting how they're very asymmetric. How they work. Like this one only had one. I mean, there's like a boss there. I think the ones with a bunch of small enemies are harder because you're just trying not to get hit. And to me, it's like harder to deal with. To me, it's harder to deal with a bunch of little guys trying not to get hit. Okay, lose a random minor boon, lose a random affliction. We don't really care about our afflictions. Gain costly aid. Gain a random minor affliction when you venerate a shrine of America. Whoa! Gain a fountain of youth. Restore 30 honor whenever you venerate a shrine of America. Okay, so you keep getting afflictions, but you gain honor. That's crazy. Do not want to do that. Lose all sacred water on floor completion. Oh, it removes it. Okay, but you gain. I mean, I don't really care about any of these. Our boon is pretty hooked up, and our afflictions don't really matter. So let's just port back. We'll decon our items, and we'll come back. And I think we're getting there. We'll have a merchant. The merchant should have some pretty cool stuff. Although I say that, it could just be like a bunch of stuff that's like, you can restore honor, but you're already full, so it doesn't really matter. I guess we did take some damage there, but not much. Nothing I'm really worried about. Alright, nothing crazy here, so we'll just decon it all. It's a decent amount of strength on those boots. But I usually go for rarity of items on the boots, and it'd be really nice to have some speed. That would be the really nice thing to have, but we'll get there. I think certain benefits on skills they seem to be level locked a bit, where they don't like open up until you reach a certain level. At least that's the way it feels. Or there's like less chance or something like that. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Feel free to say hello. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer. This relic locker is getting full. We're gonna have to do some with all our relics before too long.
This better be worth
Yeah, we only got one more room, and it's one with an advisor. Okay, that's cool. Sweet. Death crystal. Sounds quite edgy. Oh no. Oh no, I took a bunch of damage. I almost died. What? Oh man. That's the kind of stuff that maybe you're talking about, Dietrich. Like, just as a for instance, not like it's actually what's going on, but when you think you can go one way and you can't go that way, and then you take a bunch of damage, it's just like, it's like dying to an accident. It doesn't really feel... You want to die because you weren't quite able to achieve what you needed to achieve on the boss fight, not because of like something that's random that you didn't even know was happening or whatever. So yeah, there's stuff like that where you're like, really guys? This is what you went with? Oh nice. Got a skill gem. The loot drops on this, I do think, are on point for the most part. I mean, they've had problems with like not dropping enough stuff or whatever, but general their like philosophy on it, the fact that you can like get loot from basically anybody, anything. So we're gonna get some honor just by going into this next room. Cannot be damaged until you complete the next room. Does this just give us like an auto win against the boss? You can see an additional room ahead. You have 25% more maximum honor. You restore honor. We can use this. I don't know how this works. That literally does give you an auto win. That's hilarious. I don't even think we need it. Auto win button fun. Like, I kind of just want to do it the, the old-fashioned way, though, because I don't think that there's any chance that we don't. I don't know if I lose my honor upon killing the boss or after I would essentially spend it all on keys. So I'm not really sure. I feel like I could save this all and try to use it on keys because none of this really matters. Or I could like buy something so that I have maximum honor so that I could say I finished with maximum honor. Think of the YouTube short for AFK versus boss. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. That'll convince. Is it gonna make? I feel like the only shorts that I make that are really good are all spontaneous. But all right, we'll do it. Oh man, it's hilarious.
The foe ahead is formidable.
I feel like I need to test this, or you're messing with me and it doesn't. You know, it'd be hilarious is if you were just messing with me and it. If you were just messing with me. Oh my god. Oh my god, seriously? You got dude, I thought maybe you were messing with me and I was gonna go in here. I was like trying to take a little bit of damage. Will anything kill you? Oh, you just can't be killed. Well, there's no one-shots or anything? Oh, you can knock you around, that's it. Oh, man, this is... Oh, man, why couldn't I have gotten this on my warrior? Oh my gosh. How many times? I had to do this like 10 times on my warrior or something. Oh, no. Oh, no, it burns. Dude, should I put in this passive skill point while this is going on? Should I? There we go. This is hilarious. I guess if you wanted to test something out against a boss, this would be a great way to do it. There's an affliction that can still kill you, but otherwise free and vuln. Okay. This is crazy. Well.
Beware of what falls.
Wait. Oh, this ice wall is doing a ton of damage to him. Yeah,
For this land.
that ice wall thing does a ton of damage, even on boss fights. That's interesting. Huh. Well, that was incredibly. Pull out your fist. Yeah, I should have taken it off. Just punched him to death. Oh man.
Nice.
Well, I was trying not to go ice on all my characters, but it seems like the Merc here might be the way to go. Hey, that
Gotta stay quick on my feet.
looks like some good swag there. All right, is that it? I'm sure there's some. Oh, here's like he's have one bronze key. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Ice is extremely good. Yeah, it feels good. It just felt like I was kind of on some of the characters trying to make builds where you just killed things before you had to worry about freezing it or what have you. But yeah.
This is the
Oh.
promised wisdom.
So the part where I said earlier, that's hilarious, where I said if this was called a witch hunter, I would be more into it. What is the gemling leech? Oh, this is where you like have gems like implanted in your skin and stuff like that. Okay. 30% less cost of skills. Skill gems have 30% more attribute requirements. +1 level to all skills. What is the core thing that would make me want to choose this or something else? Thaumaturgic Infusion. Ended up using ice on my checks notes. Infernal Demon. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's a little bit different flavor than what it seems like, but interesting. Interesting. Depending on what lore you read, there's ice demons of different sorts. Inherent bonuses from intelligence, strength, and dexterity are doubled. Oh, okay. Attribute requirements of gems can be satisfied by your highest attribute. Oh, okay. Wow. None of this sounds crazy. Like the sorcerer, you can stop time. This gives you reduced skill cost and resistances. Sure. Okay, so I think we're going Witch Hunter, probably, without having looked at it yet. So 20 passive skill points become weapon set skill points. Okay. Decimating Strike, Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Hits against full life enemies remove between 5 and 30% of life before the damage of the hit is applied. Wow, okay. Cool. Ceremonial Ablution. 50% increase effect of Sorcery Ward. Sorcery Ward recovers 50% faster. Grant Sorcery Ward. Okay, what is this? Passively manifests a protective barrier, which takes elemental damage from hits for you until depleted. The barrier instantly recharges in its full value a short time after it stops taking damage or is fully depleted. 50% less armor and evasion rating. Okay. Yikes. So you gain, but you lose. 10% chance for enemies you kill to explode. That's fun. Dealing 100% of their maximum life as physical damage. Chances doubled against undead and demons. Witchbane. Enemies have maximum concentration equal to 40% of their maximum life. Break enemy concentration on hit equal to 100% of damage dealt. Enemies regain 10% of concentration every second if they haven't lost concentration in the past 5 seconds. Okay. Enemies have less cooldown recovery rate the lower their concentration, scaling down to 50% less. Cool. Okay, so it just like causes them to do less mechanics, if I'm understanding that correctly. Gemling is for the crazy min-maxers. It's ridiculous with full investment. Purge the heretics. Okay. Yeah, I get how, like, you know, some of these things say the bonuses are kind of crazy. It just doesn't feel like there's much flavor. I think we are going to purge the heretics. I think we're going to choose the witch hunter.
Dark
Awesome.
times call for a dark profession.
It is done. I am this.
All right, we're bona fide. We are set. That's awesome. We got some swag. Let's go get it. Let's go get it identified. The correct choice was the Stormweaver. Unlucky.
How can I be of help?
Yeah, I guess it is going to be weird when they add a new Ascension to all the classes. There's 2 right now, and there'll be 3 at launch. It's going to be like, oh, do I re-level and do all that again? I guess for most people that's an easy answer. They're going to be like, yep, that's what I'm doing. I will probably do the same, but I might have to take a closer look at some of them. So we have a decent number of body of like chest pieces here. 6% increase in evasion, maximum life, cold resistances, chaos resistance, and a bit of life regeneration. Seems fine. It's whatever. Nothing crazy. I think on a lot of the chest pieces, I'm often looking for like max, like one of the primary resource. So we got another one, 10% maximum energy shield, 40% increased energy shield, and it's got two slots on it already. Cold and fire resistance, a bit of extra life. It's actually not bad. We might hang on to this and pass to somebody. The slots would allow you to stack even more resistances. And then we've got a little bit of life regen on this one. Extra stun threshold, which keeps you can get, just like you can stun enemies, you can get stunned. And on some characters, like the Ranger, I was having problems for a while where I would just get stunned all the time. 38% reduced bleeding duration on you and physical thorn damage. So if you take damage, I assume you deal damage. I imagine that's how that works. You know, none of these are anything crazy. We'll probably decon that one. We can hang on to these other 2, I suppose. We'll probably just never end up using them and just deconning them later, like further down the road, but that's fine. Not really that worried about it. Well, that went pretty well. We one-shotted it, which is hilarious compared to how many times it took us with some of the other classes, but not too bad. I think we're gonna call it here for tonight, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna be running we'll be doing another pug trial. We're gonna try Dreadcell Reef. That's gonna be 4 to 6 Mountain Time, 6 to 8 Eastern Time, and then on Friday, Daedric and I will be chatting and we'll be talking to everybody about how to do a mini skip on Cloud Rest +3. So that should be pretty fun, which is, I think most people typically do that. You don't have to do it no death, but I think most people end up doing it. So should be a lot of fun, should be a good time, and we can just chat about whatever. Hopefully I'll have, if not the end of this week, hopefully early next week, we'll have a new build video out too. Nani needs a 2-bar, for ESO, Nani needs a 2-bar Nightblade tank build. So I'm going to get her hooked up with that. I have one, but it's 2 years old at this point, so we can probably update it a fair amount, especially with all the new skills. But anyways, yeah, appreciate all of you guys stopping in. Guys and girls, Mel, appreciate it. Chicken, Daedric, as always, appreciate it, man. And I'm going to be probably not playing a whole lot of PoE on stream for the next week or so, because I'm just going to be playing it off stream and just trying to level up quickly. And, you know, I'm just trying to like grind through or what have you. So that's what I'll try to do, get us to end game hopefully before too long on our Sorceress. And we'll see who else we got, which is a Chronomancer or something, I believe. So that should be a lot of fun, but we'll be coming back to it after that. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a good evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.